So not too long ago, I did an Essence makeup tutorial, and I decided to follow up with a review on the products that I had picked up. A lot of these things were meant to replenish items that I had been running low on during my makeup no-buy, and I loved that they were really cheap. I thought they were a great deal. They're within the same price range as, say, e.l.f. or Wet n Wild. So, I mean, these are worth taking a look at, and according to their website, their products can be found at ULTA, which is where I got my stash of Essence cosmetics. They can also be found at Fred Meyer stores and HEB stores. I don't have any of those two stores in my area, but if those are in your area, swing by and see what they've got. If you don't know, is a brand that is based in Germany. I think in terms of like the makeup market around here, they're fairly new. They were released, I would say, 3 years ago. Correct me if I am wrong. And in Canada, I think that they are featured at Shoppers Drug Mart stores, and that was also pretty recent. I'd say 1 to 2 years ago is when they debuted at Shoppers Drug Mart stores. So the very first item that I had picked up is a nude lip liner, because I currently only own one lip liner, and it's a red one, and I only use that for my red lip, and it happens to be from Wet n Wild. But anyways, about this lip liner. I haven't used lip liners before very often, but I decided to pick one up because I do have some lip colors that feather a little bit around the edges, or I mean, there are days when I think this could be helpful for defining my lip line just a little bit more. And it has a pretty creamy consistency. So here's what it looks like on the pencil, and I've swatched it right over here. I've done a very generous swatching. It matches the lip color pretty well. It doesn't drag on my lips that much. Yeah, this serves its purpose pretty well. I can't compare it again to many other lip liners, but for whatever this cost is, I don't remember how much. I'm pretty sure it's under $2. I feel like it's great value. The next two items that I picked up are actually their Silky Touch powder blushes. And I got them in the shades number 10, Adorable, and number 40, Natural Beauty. Now I feel like with the packaging of these products, it's something that I might have originally passed up. It's almost flimsy, the packaging, but don't be deceived too much by the packaging. I know it doesn't come with a mirror or applicator of any sorts, but the product is quite pigmented. It's very buildable. You can just add like a light touch of, say, Natural Beauty. A nice like pinky brown. I apologize about the lighting. I don't think it'll do it justice, but you don't need a whole lot. So here's a swatch that I have over here. When you swatch it heavily, it looks more like a nude color, and this is a great everyday color. Sometimes on my skin tone, this can double as a contour shade. And I'm going to swatch the shade Adorable, and this is a very nice baby pink color. So here's what it looks like swatched onto my finger. You're not going to see it a whole lot on my finger, but again, a baby pink right underneath that Natural Beauty shade. Gorgeous shade, again, buildable. I don't notice any shimmer, so this is a matte finish on their blushes. When it comes to their eyeshadows, I only picked out one eyeshadow, and I believe that this is a fairly new line that they have. This is from their 3D eyeshadow collection, and I have it in the shade 04, Irresistible Caramel Cream. So again, you don't have any mirror, you don't have an applicator that comes with it, so you will have to use your own applicators and brushes. So when you look in the pan, you see that it's a raised product, and by raised I mean there's like some slight waves and it's somewhat domed, and it doesn't look very glittery, but it also doesn't look like a completely flat matte color, and it has a very interesting finish. So like from a distance it looks pretty matte, but then you get a little closer and it reflects the light a little more. So I wouldn't say it's completely shimmery, but it's definitely wearable for the daytime. So I have it here swatched onto my hand. It's quite reflective, even though the lighting isn't that good. And I've featured this in my tutorial, and something that I noticed about this product is that you can get more intensity with this product when you apply it either with your fingers or a stiffer shading brush that has smaller bristles. When you apply it with a fluffier brush, it sort of diffuses the pigments a little bit more if you just want a really, really like subtle wash of color. So that was the cream shade that I had swatched. They have the caramel shade here. Again, it swatches a bit more when you do your fingers here, and it's quite pigmented. Yes. So as you can see here, when I apply it with my fingers, it's very pigmented, but when you pick it up with a brush, keep in mind that it might not show up as pigmented. These are a little bit on the powdery side, but I don't experience any fallout. Overall, I like to reach for this on an almost everyday basis. Sometimes I have to like force myself not to grab this eyeshadow, otherwise I might neglect other ones, but it's a great deal. It's not nearly as, again, pigmented as, say, the Wet n Wild eyeshadows, but then again, you don't encounter some of the crumbly fallout issues that I have experienced with some Wet n Wild eyeshadows. And I love Wet n Wild eyeshadows, but it was really nice to try something different, something with a different texture and a different level of pigmentation. My only regret is that I wish that I picked up more colors and tried out some more shades just to see how it goes in terms of pigmentation and wearability. This does last all day on me with an eye primer. And I heavily recommend using an eye primer with this product. And lastly, I want to talk about my favorite product that I had picked up that's by Essence. And so far, it's just one of my favorites of these, what is it, 5? Yes, 5 items that I have picked up. Sorry, it's been a long day. And that is the Essence Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. For this waterproof formula, there is only one shade, and it's in black. It's again, very dark, pretty opaque and pigmented. Let me swatch a little bit up here, and it lasts a long time. I am super impressed with this formula. Like, I had tested out a swatch on my hand after it had dried, and even after, you know, going through the rest of my day and washing my hands, I felt like if I wanted to remove this swatch from my hand, I really, really had to scrub at it, or I had to go and grab my eye makeup remover. So that spoke a lot to me about the lasting power of this product. On my eyes, I'm not wearing it today, but it lasted like a whole 8 to 10 hour day without melting, without smudging. And the only time that I really noticed any smudging or melting was like when I was like rubbing my hands, and if there were any like oils from my face on there, then, you know, whatever oils would, you know, kind of wipe away or feather a little bit of the edges, even though most of it would remain intact. Or another time was when I was like crying tears of joy because one of the teams that I was rooting for had made it to the Final Four, and like I got so excited, and I was like rubbing my eyes and whatnot. I was like, oh no, my makeup. And it had, again, mostly stayed intact, except for like the very edges. There was a little bit of feathering, but otherwise, like, you had to look really closely to notice. So very long wearing. It's great formula. The packaging is really neat. I don't think I've seen this kind of a packaging for a liquid eyeliner. I'm going to compare it to the Line Stiletto, and this has been my holy grail, and I think this one is providing some real stiff competition. But the packaging is a bit smaller than the Line Stiletto. However, the difference here is in the tip. Unlike the Line Stiletto, I feel like the tip of this has been a little bit more difficult for me to work with. Maybe you can see it a little better this way. It does have a shorter, almost stubbier felt or sponge tip to it. And sometimes the product will just glob up at the bottom, and so you might have to like dab it off of the edges here to make sure that you don't get more product than you originally wanted to put on your eyelids. And that wasn't really a problem that I had with the Line Stiletto, which by contrast has a very long and thin felt tip. So Just something to keep in mind, if you're used to a longer, finer tip, with this one you will need to use shorter strokes and maybe work a little bit more slowly before you can get the hang of working with it. So before I wrap up my little review segment on the eyeliner, as you've noticed, the eyeliner swatch that I made has dried to a very dark matte black shade, and I am gonna rub. I mean, I got a bunch of the eyeshadow over the eyeliner here, but like none of it has like flaked off or melted or smudged off. So I think this would be worth giving a try if you're interested in saving a few bucks on a decent waterproof eyeliner. And to wrap everything up, I just wanted to say I wish that I've tried this brand much earlier. I'm a great deal, and I also do wish that these products were available at more vendors. When I am looking for some more bargain beauty products, maybe I'll go ahead and look at Essence products another day. Whew, it's been a long day, but thank you guys for listening to my reviews and ramblings, and thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.